analysts, the company painted a picture of growing profitability for the markets and economic stability for the Puget Sound economy, with ever more orders coming in. Boeing stock increased $1.38 today, closing at $130.96. This time last year, shares were priced at $98.75. King 5 Aviation specialist Glenn Farley joins us tonight.
So stock is just one measure, Glenn. What do you see in the future?
One measure. These analysts for stock folks, those are the people who give the buy, hold, or sell recommendations for investors. Obviously, the price has been going up, and apparently the market again today liked what they heard. But while the meeting in downtown Seattle was closed to reporters, we were allowed to listen in. Boeing's top leaders today described the company's future as one based around what's working and point to the 737 production line as a good example. Now cranking out 42 airplanes a month and heading higher with minimal headaches. CEO Jim McNerney citing the manufacturing and talent base here in Puget Sound as key reasons why things are working. Today, Boeing signed its 40th customer for the new 737 MAX and cleared 2,000 orders as it begins making way for a third assembly line in Renton to build it. He also says the future is more about proven technologies and less about risky moonshots than the 707 or the composite 787 that ended up more than 3.5 years late going to customers. Enter the 777X, based on Boeing's big seller and its second largest model. Boeing Commercial Chief Ray Connor saying test work on the new composite wing is already being carried out, as the company will soon begin tearing down old office buildings in Everett to make for the new wing factory behind the existing Everett plant. Now, Boeing executives want to speed up building off a record backlog of 5,154 jets to make room for more orders that it expects will follow. But not everyone is happy. SPIA, the union representing engineers and technical workers, saying the company's moving thousands of engineering jobs to places like California, South Carolina, Alabama are short-sighted. But production promises to only grow here in the Puget Sound region.
Well, that's music to everybody's ears, but when he says moonshots...
This was really interesting today because he talked about risk. 707, obviously a huge success. That was the plane that launched the jet age, but it was a risk. Had the 707, again from the late 50s, failed, Boeing probably would have been out of business. It would have been gone a long time ago. But in a way, the 787 was a moonshot with all composite. That turned out to really damage the company. That was reflected throughout this thing today. But they are talking about an electric airplane. They're talking about hydrogen airplanes, prototypes that are at some point going to happen. The hydrogen's being tested now, but won't be baked into any sort of airliner for a long time to go, and only after it's been proven.
We'll see if they keep betting the company, as they used to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Glenn.